Happy New Year!
It's been a while.
I feel like you say that every time.
That it's been a while?
Yeah.
I think that's the first time I said that.
I'm pretty sure if we went back and rolled the footage, we would see it multiple times.
There's video evidence.
There is.
We'll have to see.
So we should
we'll have to
go
see.
find it.
Well, how was your New Year's Eve?
My New Year's Eve was nice. I went over to my friend's place. First, we went to a burger place, then we went to that place. I didn't know too many people there, so it was a tad bit awkward, but it was still fun. We played Mario Kart. What else did we do? We played Quiplash. Have you ever played Quiplash?
No.
It's like a game where you have to like come up with a clever phrase, and then everybody votes on who had the best answer. So, I don't know. Apparently, it's a thing that happens.
Sounds riveting.
Yeah, completely. How was your New Year's Eve?
It was good. I went to my girlfriend's house, and we went to a bar, and then we went back to her house and watched TV until midnight and went to bed. That was
Was it
off the walls.
New Year's Rockin' Eve?
Oh, it was as rockin' as it gets.
Dick Clark,
Dick
that
Clark,
jazz.
Yep, Dick Clark's rocking, even though he hasn't done it, and it's Seacrest doing it now.
Yeah, well, he can't do it because he's gone.
Who can't do it?
Dick Clark.
Well, yeah, I know, but it's still called Dick Clark's.
Exactly.
But Seacrest hosts it.
Yeah.
Do you think Seacrest like looks at that and he's like, well, what the heck? Why isn't it Seacrest's Rockin' Eve?
Well, it's gonna be probably when he dies.
Oh, so he doesn't get to see it.
No,
he doesn't get to. He doesn't get to see the.
He doesn't get to reap the benefits of it.
He doesn't get to reap the benefits of his work. Of
not at all.
The hard work of standing there with a microphone
exactly
for like 6 hours,
trying to find somebody to kiss.
I know. I don't even know who he kissed.
Does he have a significant other?
I don't know.
No, this isn't that type of show, anyways.
Yeah, no, it's not. Well,
what type of show is it?
This show?
Yeah.
It's whatever we want it to be. And the last couple of weeks have been very, very eventful because we haven't done. We filmed one for Christmas, but then it just really wasn't that good.
We weren't in the mood for it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a good one. And so
you don't want to see it.
Yeah, no, it was better off.
I feel like it's going to be like one of those famed lost Christmas episodes.
Better
like,
off not to.
You know how Star Wars has one of those?
Yes. Yeah, it's better off not to defame our reputation in that way by showing it. But so it's been a good couple of weeks. Even business-wise, we've made some strides. We've gotten some new contracts that we're looking forward to going into the new year with. We're feeling really good about ourselves, and it's a weird feeling because, as long as I can remember, it's been a hint of hesitancy. I mean, there's still hesitancy, but just kind of like waiting for something to go wrong, and it's nice when things don't. It's nice to go in and feel like there's a good thing going. It's feels like we're on the up and up.
Yeah, I think the past month is, like you said, it's been eventful, and Anthony and I were just talking about this too. About like even when things go well, it's hard to accept that sometimes because I think you're just so trained to be skeptical about everything whenever you do something business wise, and we're just it's nothing to say about any of the people we're working with. It's just like the whole thing about business in general is it's kind of like a game, and
it is a game.
you gotta be on your A game if you want to succeed, and you gotta put on the work even when it's the holiday season. And like sometimes it's like it's of course, like we definitely spend a lot of time having fun and just enjoying things around the holiday season, but also I think it's like we put ourselves in a really good spot because we weren't completely dormant business wise when we were getting things set up, and I worked
quite the opposite
of completely dormant.
I worked yesterday and today.
Yeah.
And so did you.
Yeah.
The only days you didn't work, you were sick.
That's true.
So, I mean, you know, it's when you don't have, or actually even if you did, and like we, except for a couple of salespeople, are we do everything ourselves, and you know, with that, nothing's gonna get done if you don't do it. And you know, this time where we are right now, early on, even though it's been a little while now, we're still early on in our careers, and you know, I guess, you know, contracts don't wait for holidays. So, you know, it's either, you know, you do a little work on New Year's, or you do more the day before so that you compensate for that. And, you know, that's just kind of the reality of it. And, you know, that's why owning a business isn't for everybody. Is, you know, there's a lot of people that aren't willing to make those sacrifices, and that's fine. That's why, you know, that's why there's employment. Because, you know, you go work in another job and you get the day off and you get sick days and you get all that good stuff. When you're owning a business and the business is in its infancy, it isn't that way. There really isn't a stop. And, you know, the what's the word I'm looking for? The payout to that is that later down the line, you know, when you've hired positions out and it's become a successful business, you can step away for much longer periods of time because it's operating without you there. And also, obviously, financially, there's no financial ceiling. You go to a job and they say, hey, I'm going to pay you $60,000 a year. You're getting $60,000 a year. Him and I have no idea how much money we're going to make this year, but that's the fun of it. That's the fun of it. We have no idea. Could be a lot, could be a little, you know, but we're up for the challenge, and that's what it's all about, you know.
Amen. Amen.
Amen to that.
Yeah. And since it's the first day of the new year, we've been talking about our goals for this upcoming year, and so, you know, I just spent a little time thinking about this past year, about the things that I liked about this past year, the things that I didn't like about this past year, and you know, from just like a personal perspective, from a business perspective, from a creative perspective, and I think it made me feel a lot better about today, just about the things that I was doing, and because it's, you know, I felt like my mind was refreshed about where my direction was, and you know, I think you know, maybe the listeners want to know what your goals are for this year, Anthony.
I think we have the same goals. You know, obviously you have your script, you have all that stuff, but from a business perspective, you know, we have a set amount of money we want to make a month. That's a goal. I think I kind of spearhead this goal, but I think this is we want another studio somewhere south. I want it in Florida because we, in a way, having a studio in a place where there's seasons, we lose money. For example, there's a client that we're going to be working with in the spring. We're working with them in the spring because the brand focuses more on the sunny, you know, kind of like pina colada aspect of the, you know what I mean? Like that's, you know what I mean?
Oh, I do.
Aspect of like a vacation vibe, and that does, you know, you can't really do that in New Hampshire in January, and so
No, you can't.
having somewhere down south where it's like that year round, it'll give us the ability to go down there. Also, we can do podcasts down there with nice little palm trees in the background.
Oh yeah, there you go. We should do it
And
outside.
We should. Oh, that's a great idea.
On the beach.
So we'll be able to go down there, and not only will we be able to get, you know, year-round contracts with clients like that, but we'll also be able to go and work with clients that are more adventure-oriented, which I know is what you want, and I would enjoy that too. And you know, just naturally down there, there's more surfing businesses, there's boating businesses, there's hiking businesses, there's, I mean, you name it, there's just, you know, the sunny weather there year round allows for more opportunity for businesses that take advantage of the outdoors. So that's my goal. I think by doing that, we'll also be able to. Oh, you know what? I'm going to get ahead of myself by saying this. So I'm actually going to say my other goal is, to have a reserve set of money set aside for the two of us that we can focus on running ads with. We're both very confident in our abilities to run ads, both film them and then, direct the right demographic based on interests, age range, income, all that good stuff. We are confident in that, and we feel like if we get a set amount of income on the side that we can put towards that it'll just multiply our business exponentially. We'll then be able to do the same process wherever we bring this new studio. So by the time we get there, we have a little set of clientele that will grow from there. So, I would say this is, we've built the foundation for the last year. We've been building a foundation. We've been trying to build an identity. And I think we've done a good job at that. And now this is kind of, I think it should be a springboard year. It should be a really good year for us. And that's what I expect. And that's what, we're going to come out and we're going to deliver. And that's what the expectation is. We're going to hold ourselves to some high standards, and we expect to meet them.
We do. And I think it's important to go broad at the beginning of the year to think about, like, okay, what are the major things that we want to do? And then also it's like, how do we get really tactical now that that thing is something that we know we want to do? How do we, like, put little tasks every day so that we hit those goals? And I think for me, it's like, I try to just think about, like, once I have that huge goal, I try to think about how to, like, split that up into daily increments. And I don't know, is that the same way for you? Like, do you try to think about, like, okay, like, what are, like, those really, like, tactical things that I need to do right now so that I hit those goals?
For me, it's more lifestyle stuff. I'm not as meticulous as you are. I don't really list everything out in front of me. I do it more in a mental way where I just kind of am like, okay, I'm going to get up at 7 a.m. today, and I don't care what happens. I'm getting up at that time, and when I get up at that time, I'm going to get up and I'm going to sit at my computer and I'm going to just go, okay, figure it out, like, find something to do that's productive for today. And I kind of usually will do it by the client. So if I get up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to work with this guy first, and that's kind of how I go about it. I don't usually make micro goals. I'll think about how things have drawn out, and if I don't like it, I'll do something about it, and I'll change the way I'm doing something. But I never really operated well with, like, kind of categorizing out my day. Usually I'll call you and see what you're doing, and I'll kind of go from there. But usually I know what I'm going to do way before I do it. I usually, before I go to bed the day before, I've got a pretty good idea of what that day is going to look like, because I know how I'm going to start that day most of the time. And because I know that, then I usually will just know kind of how the day is going to play out. And also things come up, you're going to get an email that you're not going to expect, and then you're going to pivot from there. And so if I categorize my day out, then I get something I'm not going to expect, then it's going to throw everything off anyway. So I like to just kind of figure out how I'm going to start the day and go from there.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. You got a question for me? Give it to me. I need.
So you got
something teed up.
So you got nothing. Okay.
No, I gave you a couple of questions. I deserve one.
I wasn't ready to ask you a question. Let's do this. Has there been anything in our industry, which feels like everything, that has been developing lately? Anything that you can think of that's developing?
Oh Oh, well, I guess we can talk about, I tried using Pika Labs the first time, the video AI software.
Yeah.
So that was really fun to try to see if I could get anything to look good. It seems like the way you do it is you use Midjourney first to come up with a realistic looking image, or at least an image that is really specific to something that you want to see, and then you can use that image in Pika, and you can say like, okay, make this image move in a certain way, like maybe it's a lion. You're like, make this lion walk, and then sometimes it does it pretty well, but usually you need to try it a couple of times to like kind of play around with the system and say, hey, like, you know, instead of making the leg wiggle like that, like make it step forward. And then you can also use negative prompts too. So instead of, you know, like if it gives you a really blurry image, you can say negative prompt blur so that it doesn't make it blurry. So I don't know, it's just something that's pretty fun to play with. And like I think like obviously like us making a lot of ads, we know the power of ads and the fact that like you can make things seem better than they are. And like the ad for it, I think, made it look like it was gonna replace filmmaking tomorrow and like everything's gonna be made by that. But after you use it, it's like, okay, like let's take a chill pill about that. Like it's still definitely a ways away from that, or like making something that like is like even like a Pixar quality animation. But you know, it's definitely like, you know, it's a good tool. But I think that's what it's ultimately going to be, is a tool and not something that's ready to replace us just yet.
For now. We'll see a few years down the line where we're at.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's going to phase us out. I think, you know, because there'll always be people that want help growing and expanding and wanting their story told.
Yeah.
So I just think there'll be different ways of doing it. I got to post more on the LinkedIn. I haven't been doing that lately. It would be really nice to have a social media person. That should be another goal, is to have a social media. That's just,
we're just doing it for everybody else. It's tough to do it for yourself.
I know it really is. What else? You got anything off the top of your head?
I'm trying to think of what else is going on.
Okay, he's got nothing off the top of his head.
No. There's something brewing in there.
There's nothing brewing.
There's something brewing in there.
Well, let's see. It's just such a weird time of year because like everything stops, or at least for a lot of businesses, for a long period of time. And, you know, we didn't want to do that. And so we tried to do the podcast on like Christmas Eve or something like that. And I think it was like the 23rd or 24th. And it just it didn't work out because it was just, we didn't know what to talk about. And then, you know, we tried to talk about Christmas and that was like anticlimactic. But you know, this time of year it comes with goals. A lot of people come out goal oriented. I feel, I guess, I don't want to say differently, but I always like, I don't want to come up with goals just because it's January 1st. We did that, yes, but I like to come up with goals organically. Like that studio in Florida, I came up with that months ago. I'm just reiterating it because it's January 1st. What was the other one I said? I said one about the income. That's something I came up with long ahead of time. For me, I'm reiterating these. I think a lot of people, you have the stereotype of the person that they go to the gym January 1st and they're like, by like January 10th they're not going anymore. I think using the time of year to kind of springboard your goals, it might work for a short period of time, but like there's a level of commitment you need to already have to really make those goals manifest. You need to develop the drive, and that can be a goal in itself. To be maybe that's the thing, is people are starting too far ahead, And if you start maybe taking more baby steps where it's like, you know what, I just want to be more driven, and it's not necessarily a goal like I'm going to go to the gym every day. How about a goal like I'm just going to get up and have myself feel like I'm going to be motivated to do whatever it is I need to do, and I'm going to try to drive myself. If I have to do the dishes, I'm going to be motivated to do them and get them done. I'm not going to do 2 dishes and then put it down. Instead of just picking not lofty, but picking one goal and holding yourself to it, maybe have a mindset be a goal. I don't know how I got there, but I was trying to fill time for you.
Well, I'm going to offer a little bit of a rebuttal to what you said.
That's fine.
About not needing a time of year to springboard your goals. Like, I get that to a certain extent, but I think that, like, when you have something big that you're aspiring to and you work really hard toward it, sometimes it can be easy to lose sight of, like, exactly what you're pursuing because you kind of get lost in the weeds of, like, the actual things that you have to do to make that happen. So I think it's like, at least for me today, it's like I always look forward to January 1st because it's like, oh, like I can just reset and, like, I'm still going to have the same main goals, but, like, it helps me to recalibrate based on the current situation that I have, how I can be most efficient to make those goals happen.
That's totally fair. I'll tell you what, you have every right to feel that way. No, I mean, that's, you know, I'm not going to rebuttal that. I mean, I'm definitely not saying that people need to feel that way. I'm just suggesting that maybe instead of using it to point out a change in your, what's the word? Maybe your commutal type of lifestyle, like you're going to commute to the gym every day. Maybe focus on a mindset goal, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I hear you. I totally hear you.
You got something now?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking about, like, different things that I watched this week.
What'd you watch this week, Jesse?
Let's talk about documentaries. I think
we're going to talk about documentaries
that we haven't really ever discussed. But
okay, what do you got about documentaries?
Because, like, you know, I really like making narratives, but also there's something super powerful about documentaries too. Like, I just wasn't in the mood this week to watch a narrative movie because, like, I'm just so used to them. I'm like, okay, what's, like, a true story that's something pretty cool that's happened? So I watched. There was one about this camp where parents would pay the people from this camp to literally kidnap their kids in the middle of the night.
Okay.
And then take them to this mountainous area way out where they didn't know. And they would be forced to, like, you know, do these, like, team building activities, or they'd be forced to, like, you know, like, hike somewhere so that they could get food at that place or water at that place. And you could tell, like, the reason that those people from that camp wanted to do this was, to them, like, out of the goodness of their heart, because they were like, oh, like, we'll train these kids to, like, do something hard, and then it's going to make them realize that, like, you know, that's what life actually is, and it isn't just, you know, being a bad kid.
You know what I think that is?
Go ahead.
I think that's a game amongst the parents. I think they're playing a race to see who can get to the nursing home the fastest. who can just get shipped off to the nursing home the fastest.
Yeah.
Because that's where they're going. I can tell you that for sure. Those kids, great. Yeah. I just got freaking, like, pulled out of my bed and, like, thrown into the back of a car, thinking I'm gonna get, like, killed and dropped into the mountains.
Yep.
And just, like, and then what? Like, oh, haha, got ya. we're just trying to help build your character by forcefully and against your will throwing you into the back seat and making you think you're gonna die.
Right.
And instilling terror.
Yeah.
That's tough. there's other ways to do that.
Right.
There are other ways to go about it.
Yeah.
I love that those people get paid to kidnap them. That's
right.
That's something.
They got paid a lot of money.
Imagine that business model.
$20,000.
Imagine that business model.
Yeah. All right. Well, don't get any ideas.
It wasn't. I'm not the one that just brought that up.
No, I'm just kidding.
I wasn't watching that documentary.
Yeah. It was fascinating. And then I also watched one about Woodstock. You ever hear about Woodstock?
I have heard about that.
There was one in 1969, and then there was one in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
And so this documentary was about the 1999 one, and it's this like huge festival where there was, I think it was 200,000 people there.
Is it every 30 years?
Apparently, yeah. I don't think it's
2029.
I don't think it's going to happen again though, because the one in 99 just went horribly. Like they were trying to make it like this like peaceful and lovely event, but I guess like
it didn't go that way, did it?
There was some people there that got super violent, especially after a couple of like the like really hard rock songs and
the mosh pits.
Yeah. So they were just like punching each other, and then eventually it got so bad that multiple fires started, and then people were just like really upset because there wasn't enough water, and like they were
to put out the fire.
to put out the fire and also to quench their thirst. And then I guess on the last day when the fire started to happen, they called the fire department, but the fire department wouldn't come because they were too scared of like getting seriously hurt by like the people that were there.
People are just they're.
Yeah.
Why can't we have nice things?
Yeah. But like it's funny how like that's what interests people most about documentaries. Like it's always some like scandal or always some like bad thing that happened, but
not always. I mean,
usually
sports documentaries aren't always like that.
Yeah, I guess sports documentaries.
Or I mean, some of them are about achievements or historic people, or like there's documentaries out there about like Muhammad Ali or like, or there's historical documentaries, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I suppose so. But like, it seems like a lot, at least a recent trend on Netflix is like a lot of like, you didn't know this really bad thing that happened to this person or like that they did.
Those are good hooks.
Yeah.
The hooks about negative moments are better. Because I don't know, I think the negative things are often tried to be hidden, and that's why scandals exist, and then that's why those documentaries do so well, because a lot of those scandals people don't know a lot about, and they usually have people come in that know a lot about it or that were there that can say information that people don't really know, and that's why you have things, that's why those maybe more positive documentaries, everybody knows about that kind of stuff. Although a lot of the time what interests people about those positive documentaries are things that they don't know about it, things that maybe happen behind the scenes, like I don't know, I just said Muhammad Ali. I don't know, maybe how Muhammad Ali would train, or maybe some of his relationships with his coaches or stuff like that, or maybe things that he said that people don't know, or old videos like family tapes that come out that just kind of show him like in his day-to-day life, or things like that interest people. So basically what I'm saying is the things that people don't know are what interests them, because as any story or any movie or anything, you don't know how it ends, you don't know the plot, you don't know, people want to know things that they don't know. The human mind is curious.
It's true. It's very, very true.
I want to know what's going to happen this year, but I don't. I make goals and I hope and I aspire and I have dreams and I do everything I can to hope that they come true. I don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I could have a piano fall on me.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Hopefully.
I did just get an electric piano.
You wait a minute. Do you play the piano still?
I want to get back into it.
I'd rather play the guitar.
And one of the reasons is because I'm trying to create cymatics. Have I talked to you about this?
No.
So basically what you do is you get this plate and you put either sand or water onto this plate, and you place.
Oh, you did tell me about this. Yeah.
And the frequencies cause the
vibration
sand or the water to orient in certain patterns. So I'm really trying to make that work. I've got, I think, all the necessary equipment I need, but it still isn't working. So I'm trying to like, it's kind of weird because like it's like this like kind of thing that not a lot of people talk about, and so there's like a few people online that have done it. So I've been emailing back and forth with the guy that I saw a YouTube of who actually did it, and he's been helping me a little bit, but I think I might need somebody else. So if you know how to do it, we might need to talk.
Hey, there you go.
But yeah, I want to do that partially just because like I think it's like a super cool visual to have that, and for the short film I'm doing next month, it's going to be a part of it. I'm going to use it as B-roll to kind of like represent somebody's character and in particular moments of the film. So I don't know. Did I show that to you, or did I not?
You didn't show it to me. You told me about it.
Yeah. I'll have to show you some clips of what it looks like because I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're going to the boat show in like 10 days. That'll be fun. We're gonna see if we can connect with some marine brands, which I'm kind of hoping that my history in boating and on the ocean will help me with that. Especially just from our perspective, I can kind of direct the content along those lines, and I think we can kind of have an advantage with creating some really good content for businesses like that, from the lingo to the way they go about things to the camera work to just like what they want showcased, the efficiencies and whatnot. I think we can do a really good job with those. So I'm hoping that we can make some stuff happen. We'll swing for the fences. We'll go to the Mercuries and the Yamahas and the Grady Whites and the Boston Whalers and go to all of them and hope that we can maybe land a big fish. That'd be awesome. Maybe we'll come with some. I don't know. What do you think we should come with? Some like some clips ready to show them of stuff we've done.
Yeah. Come with some clips. Come with some salespeople who hopefully
that's definitely happening.
Who hopefully can get us a couple of sales and contracts with these companies. I think with something like that, it's a really good opportunity to network, and then obviously because you have so much experience with boating, hopefully that'll spark some really intentional conversations and not just like surface level ones.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they won't be surface level. The surface level doesn't get you anywhere.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, oh, nice, yeah, see you later.
Yeah, right. I know.
We've done that enough too. That's
yeah, we have.
Just thinking about the networking event that we did.
That was so stupid. We looked like dopes going into that. That was just like the worst.
It's got to be
that was rock bottom. That was rock bottom.
It's got to be the most humiliating thing to just go to a networking event sometimes. Like, not like the boating one because it's like it's specific, but when you're just like, that feeling when you got on, you're like. Your short sleeve collared shirt.
Yeah, the boat show isn't like that.
You're trying to like shave so you look like you're like presentable. You're like, here I am, and then nothing really happens.
It's just you just dress up. It's not even that. It's just like you're trying to I guess. I don't know. It's just like you're fighting with other people to get to these big wigs.
Yeah, you
feel like an ant.
You feel like a little fish.
You do, and you're trying to get these other people to even look at you.
Yeah,
and that aspect of it it doesn't leave you with a good taste in your mouth. The boat show is a little different. It's first of all you don't have to dress up. It's casual, and it's just. All it is these other businesses that table up and they want to teach other people about their products because those businesses, their whole goal is to get noticed and to get seen. Our business model is to help people get noticed and get seen. It's a very complementary model that we both have that we can help build other businesses up. They're spending thousands of dollars to table at these places to get noticed, and we're able to give them a platform and hopefully give them some great storytelling and some great content to lift them up. So it's in a lot of cases the perfect marriage. And then you throw in some of my own knowledge about the field. I feel confident that it can push us over the top. I really think. I mean, it would be really cool if we could land something like a Grady White or a Boston Whaler or a business like that. That's they're obviously doing quite all right and. and it would be cool to be able to make some content for them. I think our best bet is some of those businesses that the CEO or the owner is still there, like he's actually there tabling, like he's going to be there, but they're doing good, but like they want to get to a higher place and we can help bring them there. That's kind of where I think we're going to do the best. And I know there'll be businesses like that there. They take huge investments to get there because it's there's thousands of people that are there every day,
Yeah, it's I'm excited for it. I'm also excited for Red Sox winter weekend too.
I didn't know if we could talk about that.
We'll scratch that.
Okay. I mean,
I don't know. Should we talk about that?
I mean, we can blanketly say that we're going to the winter weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we don't have to get into too much detail,
no,
but we can say we're going to winter weekend. It's
we
just
are going to winter weekend. We're working with some people affiliated with the Red Sox, and which is awesome. And we were invited out there, and we're going to spend some time out there, which is going to be very cool. And so I'm excited for that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I've always seen that on Nesson, but I've never gone to winter weekend, so I'm excited to see what it's really like and to see some alumni too. Will be kind of nostalgic
cool.
It's very nostalgic. I would love to, meet a lot of the Red Sox in person, which hopefully we will.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and hopefully there's good food there too.
I'm sure there'll be very good food there.
Yeah. Do you think there'll be Fenway Franks there?
I'd be disappointed if there weren't.
Yeah, it seems like there should be.
You would think that there would be.
You would think that would be a top priority.
Yeah.
I can tell you're uncomfortable with talking about that, so we're going to move on.
No. I'm not uncomfortable talking about it. I just don't know what we can say.
Exactly.
We can talk. I mean, the boat show we can talk up and down about. I know a guy who actually, I don't know him that well, but he makes a killing just towing the boats into the boat show. That's what he does.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he goes and takes the boats.
How much does he make?
He made like 6 figures just off of towing them in.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. I mean, they make so much money at that event. It's massive.
Wow.
I wonder if Pat will be there. There's a guy, he owns the Boston Electric boating business. We don't work with them. That would be really cool if we did. If he's there, I'll talk to him about it. I know him. I know him pretty well. He's a good dude. I've known him for a little while. We've docked our boat near where his business is. He's doing real well on his own. He's made a good name for himself because he's, I think, like the only person that does this. He's got like a fleet of boats that are all electrically charged that people can go and rent and take a ride out on the harbor because it's located right in the harbor. So it's an easy gig for someone to come down and just get on there and take a ride. They don't go fast, but it's more about the experience and the cruise and when I saw him this year, he had a fleet this time. He had like a crew of helpers, which he'd never had in years past. So I can see he's expanding. He's doing well. He's got some more boats. So maybe we'll talk to him. We'll see what happens.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
What was that other company that you made a mock website for?
Pure Watercraft.
Yeah. Hopefully that they're there.
That would be really cool if they were there. I have no idea if they're going to be there. If I'm going to talk their ear off if they are, because
we've got a lot to show them.
I DM'd them on Instagram, didn't hear back. We're trying. That'd be a part. I think that would just be a perfect pair.
I think so too. It's we want to work with those types of companies that have some style, have
innovative design,
substance, and you keep calling them the Tesla of boats. So I like that idea.
I just don't see any other. There isn't another business out there that's 100% electric. There are other brands now that are creating electric models, but there isn't a business out there that built their entire brand around being 100% electric like Pure Watercraft has. And I think maybe their biggest holdup is the affordability of it. I'm pretty sure they're pricier, but I just think, because I wrote a report on this business, and I don't think they've changed much since. If they just had a good media presence and some good marketing, that they'd explode, and they haven't had that since I've known they existed. They don't really run ads. They don't have, like, I'll pull it. I don't even think they have a lot of followers on Instagram. Let's see, pull it up real quick. They have 2,750. They have 2,700 followers, and it's a brand that I'm gonna go ahead and assume is just had so much money put into it by investors to launch, and they have 3 locations and they're big factories, so they're making money, but I think they could be. I feel like they're leaving a lot on the table. 2,700 followers. They don't have a lot of followers on Facebook or LinkedIn. So I don't know where their marketing comes. I don't know what their strategy is. And so that's why I went and made them a website hoping they'd see it. Haven't yet, but what are you going to do? You try. You try.
That's
all
try.
you can do is try.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Sometimes the trying is accepted with open arms.
I know, sometimes
it's just blatantly ignored, and you try to pick yourself.
You know what I've wondered?
Right back up after that.
You know what I'm wondering is.
What are you wondering?
What I'm wondering is that we made that website. We've reached out to them. The people that see it aren't the CEO. They aren't the guys that own the business. And I wonder if they look at it and they go, well, these guys, if they work here, I might be out of a job.
Right.
I'm not. I'm just thinking, that could be it.
Right.
But all we can do is contact them through the avenues that they give us. I did DM the CEO on LinkedIn, but I don't think he saw it.
Yeah.
So
not everybody.
I don't know, man.
Not everybody checks those.
No, I don't know. Do the best you can. That's all.
Yeah.
I DM'd. Remember Waboba?
I do remember Waboba.
They responded, and I emailed them. I haven't heard back yet, but again, it's New Year's, so
yeah.
Who knows? We'll see what comes out of that.
Yeah. Hopefully this week we'll hear back from some of those people.
Yeah. That would. That'd be great. We'll see. We'll at the very least we're going to the boat show, and we've got a lot going on. So we gotta be appreciative of of that.
A lot to be excited about.
Very true. Very true.
A whole lot to be excited about. I'm trying to think if there's any other big news that's come out recently about like movies or anything like that. Well, yeah, I guess let's talk about this. So, we were talking a little bit before about how this feature I have that I want to shoot this year and how it's going to fit into the rest of the Radiant Media business. And the way I look at it, it's like that's like our major piece of content, like we make a lot of short form pieces of content, we make long form pieces of content, but those are all obviously shorter than, a feature film. But to me, it's like it's all in the same ecosystem because it's creating a piece of filmed content that has some artistic quality to it. And so to me, it's like, obviously it's something that takes years to do, but it's like it's all part of this business that we're doing because we're gonna make that piece of content and then we're gonna sell it hopefully to like Netflix or Hulu or some bigger distribution company. So yeah, I think it's like I want it to feel like it's a part of the locomotive and not just something that I do on the side, and it takes time to like get it to that spot, obviously, because like we're learning as we go with it too. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think we're kind of making it all come together. And, there was a lot of, as we like to say, balls in the air at the beginning of this. And this particular, the marketing agency aspect of it, the content agency aspect of it was just one of those balls. It's become something much bigger now, and it's become the main focus. And what we're doing now is we're using the resources that we get here to lift up the other avenues around us. And as we grow Radiant Media, we're going to bring that closer, and we're going to bring it in, and it's all going to become one big thing at the end.
Yeah.
And that's something that can happen soon. I guess right now it kind of is like something on the side, but we don't really have the assets to bring it all together now, and that's what we're building towards. And it still hasn't been that much time, but I think by the end of this year we're going to have a much clearer picture of where we're at. And the goal is all the same to
and I think it's one of those things too where you discover how everything fits once you take the step.
Yeah.
Right? Like you wouldn't really know how making a feature film fits into making content for athletic companies until you do both of those things, and continue to try to do that at a high level. And then I think it's like, and I think that's where business and creativity mesh too, because it's like, I think a lot of people see things from a business perspective. A lot of people see things from a creative perspective, but there's so many ways in which you can make those big creative things that you want to have happen if you put a lot of effort into like making monthly videos for these companies, because then you're going to make enough money to pay for the equipment that helps you to understand different camera techniques better, which helps you to like be able to use that as part of your shot list for that big movie that you want to make. And then it, like, once you make that movie, then it's like, okay, now more people know who you are, which is probably going to open up more opportunities to make bigger commercials, get bigger paydays for the business side of things. And it just kind of like goes back and forth like that. But yeah, you kind of need to take each of those steps.
There's one domino that needs to fall for this to be, basically a 2-horse sort of race, with like, Radiant Media, not even a race, that's not the word, but like Radiant Media being the forefront, and then the inevitable transition of bringing the more film aspect closer until it's all one umbrella.
Yeah.
You know what that domino is. I can't say it here. Right. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Not the exact thing.
What is the one thing that we've talked about where it's like, okay, when this happens, when this happens, then it's like, okay, we're both like completely focused on this one goal.
Yeah, I think I have.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I have an idea, but
that's once that domino falls.
We'll clear it up after.
You know what I'm talking about. Once that domino falls, then it's a little. It'll be a little different. But I don't even really. This is so vague to the viewer, but like basically what we're trying to say is that on the side he's doing his filmmaking. And the goal is that, we get enough money from here to be able to fund those movies. And right now that's not possible. But, as this grows, that's what we're going to be able to do, is we're going to be able to fund the movies through this business. And then that'll grow because we'll have more resources to actually put into the filming, the equipment, the casting, etc., locations, renting. We'll be able to do all of that stuff that we really can't do right now. So that's what I mean. And the domino is like, when this particular domino falls, we'll have more money to throw at that. And that process will speed up, because then we'll have more money to dedicate towards ads and building our own business and being able to expand. Now I know you know what I'm talking about. So we'll be able to do all that, and it'll ultimately speed up the process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. You're being so. I feel like you're being unnecessarily vague.
I don't know. I don't know. Can I say that? I don't know.
We'll leave it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. There's just some things I don't know if I can say, and then it's like, and then I don't want. I'd rather not than come in and say something that I'm not supposed to say.
Yeah, exactly. Better safe than sorry.
Exactly,
as they say.
I'm not feeling like being sorry right now.
No. You want to be safe.
You want to play it safe.
You want to be safe sometimes.
Yeah, you want to look a couple times to cross the street.
Yeah.
Look left, look right. Maybe look left and right again. Maybe look behind you.
Mm-hmm. Who's that?
It's a car.
Yeah, I feel like we've kind of gone through the big stuff we wanted to talk about today. I don't know. Is there anything else on your mind?
I think this will be a turning point year for us.
Yeah, I feel really good about this year.
I have never felt better, and I think a lot of great things are about to happen, and so
we've got too many things teed up.
I know, we really do, and so this is going to be a busy month, so we'll get through it. And as for right now, I really want McDonald's.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, are you saying that you want to end the podcast?
I thought that. Aren't we doing our closing thoughts, or is that not what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good with closing it out right here.
So that's we've got real big goals coming up, and it's exciting, and it's going to be a busy month, and we're gonna hit the ground running here.
We are. I'm super ready to go, especially after coming off of a sick week last week.
Yes.
I was sick on Christmas, which kind of stunk, but I'm super ready to go. I've got all the things written on the board that I need to do, and I guess first order of business is getting you some McDonald's.
Yes, it is. That's what we're going to do.
Why don't we get something better than McDonald's?
Oh, you want to go somewhere else?
Maybe. We're going to have to
all right.
start budgeting the amount of eating out that we're
I was
doing.
just going to go to McDonald's.
Yeah. All right. See you guys.
See you later.